funeral makes me sad. Sad walking around.
I don't remember my brother. There was almost niceness in me. And my brother had to kill me. So in the end, I guess I did help him make a choice, stand up and become a man. I'm deep and metaphorical.
This is F3G2. I'm me. You're you. Dave's behind the camera. You can't see Dave.
No.
Use your imagination.
Let's not
That's
traumatize
not
them.
That's not him. You didn't do it right. That's not Dave. That's not. Too much.
We want them to come back.
That's Dave. They got him. They got you. They got you. All right. I'm gonna read. There's like this is like white dirt. It's like little white fuzzies. Dirt changes color depending on the color shirt you're wearing. Who knew? All right.
Sure, why not?
Secret Wars number 4. Doom versus Doctor Strange. It's a grandeur scale of the old Emperor Doom graphic novel, where Doom has taken over everything, but Doom, whether he admits it to himself or not, does not know what he really wants. Also, we may have an answer as to why Cyclops is listed as missing and post this. Because apparently the Phoenix Force is not as powerful as Doom if Doom is a god. Because we get how they did it. Doom and Doctor Strange went through the world where the Beyonders come from. Apparently, the Beyonder,
There's a whole world of them.
that they refer to Beyonders plural, that
God.
were their own universe, and apparently, so I guess that means that the regular Beyonder wasn't just an Inhuman that was really powerful anymore, which was what they retconned him to.
They made him a human?
Yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah.
I think Bendis did it. Damn you, Bendis. You do so much great stuff, and every now and then I gotta remember you do this stupid shit. But,
moving on, Beyonders.
yeah,
Plural.
Beyonders and Doom and Strange stole all their power.
Like,
And then,
all of them?
apparently, as Strange puts it, he's like, and I flinched. You know, we had all this power, and I was the one who went, no, man, this is too much. We shouldn't be able to do this kind of stuff. And Doom went, no, it's cool.
I got this.
So Doom got all the power. And Doom's like, Doctor Strange is like, no, this isn't right. And Doom's like, I've done worse.
True.
I'll take it. And yeah, Phoenix had the upper hand till Doctor Strange did his own weird bit of, like, he kind of like betrays everybody. He betrays the good guys in a saving them but fucking them over for now way. And betrays Doom in a haha, they're out their way. And then it doesn't end well for him. But again, we are 4 issues out of 8. We are halfway through a Jonathan Hickman series that I understand. I may never read a comic again if I understand all of this, because there will be at least a Jonathan Hickman. Because if I read and understand all 8 issues of a Jonathan Hickman run, then I will. That's it. I've used it all up. I will never understand another Jonathan Hickman thing again.
It'll be nonsense by the end. I just love that cover.
It's not even Bat Zorro. That's just Bizarro dressed like Batman. There's a brief stopover in Gotham. They meet apparently the descendant of Jonah Hex.
Oh, Lord.
Her name is something Hex. Go figure. Chastity, ironically enough. Chastity Hex. They defeat the evil, thinks he's empowered by Egyptian gods, but is really empowered by aliens. King Tut of King Tut's used cars in Smallville. They defeat him mostly through the help of Colin the Chupacabra.
Of course. Why else have them?
Apparently, his sucking on your brain gets you out from the mind control. They go shopping. Jimmy is really getting the hang of Bizarro speak. Bizarro is getting the hang of pockets. And Colin the Chupacabra is in a Baby Bjorn because
Why not?
this is the greatest thing. Heath Corson and Gustavo Duarte should write this book forever.
How the hell did he get a chupacabra?
It's just bizarre. Pet chupacabra. I don't think I'm liking the new direction. The Superman.
This is super dick, right?
Well, in this, he's being a nice guy, but he's depowered, and now, oh no, the worry that things could happen to Superman.
They're just making him neurotic and uninteresting.
Yeah, they basically turned him into the new 52 version of Superboy. So now we have two people with S's on their chest that are not as strong as they could be and are fraught with doubt and
Or should be.
are treated as weapons and damage. You know, it's meh, I've seen it. Omega Man #2 is
A comic?
it's like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna go with 6 or 7. It's above good. It's not great. The ending though, I will give it that. We'll bump it to 7.5, 8 because Kyle Rayner, it's a little morbid, but in his non-deadness, trying to cling to his roots of he's an Omega Man now, but he doesn't really want to be. He's kind of Omega Man, drafted into the Omega Man. In his head, he's still a Lantern, but they talk about the fact that the other GLs are missing. So there's potential for we've got Kyle back on it. You know, Midnighter #2 is actually really, really good. I was surprised by #1. I was surprised to continue liking it through #2. He's not my Midnighter, but he's a damn good Midnighter. We get the story behind his breakup with Apollo. It's well done, and it leaves. There's always that opening for at any point. You know, they could someday reconcile. Should stories or writers or not fans like that whole vote with your money and what you buy and this and that doesn't hold true anymore. I found more and more, especially within the big two, within Marvel and DC. It's almost like they're playing chicken. Like, I don't want to say a chip on their shoulder, but it's sort of a chip on their shoulder. The more you clamor for something, you change this character, change them back, or you killed this character, bring them back, or you changed all of this, or you made this character do. The more you say, they will hold their ground, even on like certain characters that just don't sell. They continue to keep doing them because look, this should, and it's like, well, why don't you just give us the ones we want? So I'm almost off on like a sideways tangent. I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about. But Midnight. But this is really good.
Roll with your money.
But I'm not saying to vote against this. I really like this. For this particular set of changes, I'm okay. But if it's not your thing, I don't think it matters anymore. I don't think the days of, oh, well, we tried this and it didn't sell, so we went to this. Or this status quo wasn't working, so we went back to that. Now it's almost like on principle of, well, we're going to do this and we're sticking to this. It's not working. Well, we're going to tweak it. It's still not working. Well, we're going to tweak it. It's still not working. Well, we're going to tweak it. It's still not working. Well, we're going to tweak it. And we're going to tweak it till you agree with us. And I think sometimes that's I guess more. I don't know. It just that's just the way it seems. Yesterday, not yesterday by the time you see this, but yesterday, Wednesday the 1st, when these books came out, was Canada Day, and by bizarre coincidence, I'm gonna give them all credit and say that they planned this. I doubt they did, but Captain Canuck #2 and We Stand on Guard #1 came out. Both were awesome. I am loving the new Captain Canuck. It's an excellent to counterpoint what I was just the random spiel I was just going on. This is a great version of a great example of just updating things for the modern. I love the old Captain Canuck. I ordered the trade. I can't wait. The new Captain Canuck is just it's redone for the modern, and it works on so many levels. He's fighting people who can control minds through gold and sort of create zombies. If you read it, it's really good. There's backup stories of like an older Captain Canuck who's not quite the older Captain Canuck that I remember, but it's still good. His brother's in this whole secret thing. It's just really, just read this. We Stand on Guard was even better. This is America and Canada have gone to war, and America are the bad guys, and we are coming through this from Canada's point of view. There are giant mecha robots that are almost like the Voltron lions and the AT walkers had a baby.
AT-ATs?
Yeah. America is basically invading Canada with mechs. Canada has like a last group of holdouts. The 2-4 are the last group of holdout rebels fighting back, and America bombed the shit out of Canada, and now they're just fighting over what's left. Really, really good. It's Brian K. Vaughan.
It's Canada. It's not like there was much to bomb to begin with.
Yeah, it was a lot to bomb. It's a big place.
Yeah, but most of it's winter frozen.
It still is, but now it's like nuclear winter frozen. So damn good. The characters are already great. There's a death, and it's the first issue, so it's a death of someone we've known for half an issue, and
Already feel it?
yeah, you felt it. I was like, oh shit.
It's like,
Yeah.
no! Damn you, Vaughn.
Little Marvel, little AVX, two normal kids show up in the town of Marville, and they are now like the X-Men and the Avengers are teaming to try and recruit these twin kids to see whose side they should be on. Which is interesting because while they've already obviously got Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in here, it is just funny to see the X-Men and the Avengers fighting over a pair of twins because Fox and Marvel. Darth Vader number 7 was so good. And it's like every time I film one of these and I say how I like all of it except for that that kind of snarky bounty hunter Jane of all trades chick that Kieran Gillen added.
The chick and the Psychobot.
And then Kieran Gillen's like, wait for it. And at the end of this issue, she's suddenly more interesting than I dared hope. And, well played, sir. If I was wearing a hat, it'd be off to you. This was so good. So good. Princess Leia, number 5. She's effectively saved the Alderaanians, and this book continues to give Nien Nunb some much needed just spotlight on his awesomeness. It's Mark Waid, it's Princess Leia. Read it. Outcast. This is a whole book of just angst and demons. It's Kirkman and Azekata, and if you haven't been reading it, the idea is there's a guy who he's an outcast. He has the ability to cast demons out of people. He doesn't have any faith. He's following around a priest. He himself has no faith. He did this on his wife and daughter. They think he was beating the because the wife doesn't remember any of it, but it was actually the wife who was possessed and beating the. But now they're like divorced and separated, and she thinks he snapped and beat the kid and her, but it was not. That was not the case, and he can't really explain to them. Well, look, it was a demon. But in this, the demons are starting to take notice and not be thrilled with these two going around doing this kind of stuff. And he's got they've got a whole. Our little team up is divided over. The priest, of course, says, look, we're doing good work here. You saved her from a demon. He's like, look, this woman we just saved from a demon, this girl we just saved from a demon, is now in a coma that she's not waking up from. He's like, I did this to my mother as a kid. She never woke up. This girl's not gonna wake up. you may think it's better. And the guy's like, look, you saved her soul from a demonic. He goes, I don't believe in any of that crap. And it doesn't give me any comfort. You think she's better off in a coma? Her parents are never going to get to talk to her again. What exactly good have we done? It all feels so futile. So, yeah, that Jupiter Circle #4 continues to be Mark Miller stuff that I like. The art in this is great. Who's drawing this? David Gianfelice. My inner Guinea came out. Suddenly I remembered. See, for every Hispanic and/or really European name that I trip over, suddenly, Sebastiano Francesco Piccione can pronounce David Gianfelice. See, that I can say, eh? Davide Gianfelice. Huh? Gianfelice and Motorino are the anchors. Oh, look at that. And then we get to Ivy's Fortuna on colors, and I don't know. They may have just thrown me back off. But we got a guy, one of the heroes, has left his wife for a girl, a powerless girl half his age. She's about to turn 20. He's trying to get her on the teen scene, but and then he steps up to have to be a hero and screws it all up. But it's actually really touching. It's still got some warped and twisted moments, but not full on over the top warped and twisted. And for Mark Miller, there's a lot more feels than warp. So that's interesting. A-Force #2 continues to be awesome. I'm glad this book is going to survive. Medusa's a bitch.
Yeah. Usually.
Dazzler looks like she's supposed to, and Nico is just awesome. It's just so great. It's just It's also funny, that I doubt they did this on purpose, but maybe they did. But it just strikes me funny is when they got this team of all the women. So now it's like girl power to the extreme.
Like they did with
they've got Namor is like one of the only guys in the book, and Namor is dressed in his modern version of that old vest look. So it's Namor who's dressed in like the open-chested, deep-cut, leather fishnet looking shirt. And the girls are all. He's basically they've turned the stereotypes all on their end, and that makes me giggle. This is really good. Future Imperfect #2. Peter David is doing like an homage to Peter David. He's got, of course, his Future Imperfect Maestro Hulk. He's also got Ruby Summers that he had introduced in, I believe, X Factor. And, of course, suddenly Layla Miller shows up of X Factor fame. So it's just like a whole bunch of Peter David characters. But the most interesting thing he's done is, from this particular alternate reality, the Fantastic Four does not exist. Fantastic Four was actually a couple of. It was Talbot and Major Thunderbolt Ross that go into space just for the sole purpose of beating the Russians into space. They are hit. Talbot crystallizes and kind of dies, and Thunderbolt Ross becomes the lumpy thing. So it's. Thunderbolt Ross is an orange thing instead of a red Hulk fighting Maestro, and it doesn't go as well as it could, but then it gets interesting as Maestro has a backup plan. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. We don't have to kill each other, Ross thing. I need your help. I want to kill Doom and become the new god of this whole world. And Ross is like, keep talking. Yeah, it's basically, he arches his little Ben Grimm and he goes, his little Ben Grimm looking eyebrows and goes, tell me more. Ultimate End continues to throw me on who's who. Makes basically, apparently, if you can believe it, Ultimate Nick Fury is an even bigger dick than Nick Fury, and he likes to yell. The Punishers are problematic. One Punisher is wiped, and again, I don't know I don't know. One Punisher just killed another Punisher, and I don't know
Which
one it was. I don't know if Ultimate Punisher just killed our Punisher, or I honestly have no idea. I have no idea. I can't tell anybody apart. Big Trouble in Little China, number 12. This is hysterical. I mean, every issue is great, but this one sets up a new status quo, at least temporarily. Time operates differently in hell. So
Yeah.
we've got Jack is in hell trying to get back to his body, and so is what's it? No.
Wang.
No, the bad guy.
Oh,
Lopan.
Lopan.
So Lopan and they're, they've been fighting their way through, and they have their big. Eventually, will lead to one of them gets back to their body, and the other one is dragged down further into hell. Spoilers.
3.
Lopan is dragged down to hell.
Big surprise.
Our boy gets out, but our boy's body has been preserved, so that this way it won't, because they don't know how long it's going to take. He's on display as the ossified 80s man in like a Carney show when he wakes up in 2015.
Oh, God.
Still in his tank top and his mullet, looking exactly like he does. And there's a kid on on his cell phone. You're in 2015, 80s man. What are you talking about? Yep, 2015. Do you mind if I Instagram your mullet? And he's like, maybe I should have stayed in hell. So I don't know if he's going to get back to his beloved 80s or if it all takes place now. But there you go.
Either or, interesting.
The Spire, number 1 from Boom. This is Simon Spurrier and Jeff Stokely. This is so good. It's,
So you liked it.
yeah, it's like a fantasy mystery espionage.
I'm already liking what I'm hearing.
It's like I don't want to go Game of Thrones. It's not quite that, but it's more like, what if Mobius and what's his name from Studio Ghibli?
Hell? Totoro?
No, the guy.
Oh, Miyazaki.
Yeah. Imagine the French artist Mobius and Miyazaki were playing a role-playing game.
Ooh.
That's what this. That's how good this is.
I like the sound of that.
That's basically. It is so good. There's like, it's all full of like, there's obvious class system, class warfare, class discrimination within a more feudal but post-apocalyptic setting. Also, there are hints. Let's up it. Mobius, Miyazaki, and Guillermo del Toro are playing a role-playing game. Or inventing a role-playing game. That's how good that is. Read that. Groot, number 2. We get the secret origin of how Groot and Rocket became BFFs. As Groot fights his way, and how Rocket came to miraculously understand the nuances of the language I am Groot. Lobo, number 8. If they could get rid of this glowing baby blue, I would have no problems at all with new Lobo. I just find that, maybe it's my colorblindness, maybe it's that it doesn't scream to me bloodthirsty space killer assassin.
Let's go with B.
Maybe it's both. But it's Cullen Bunn. The story is good. This chick is creepy. She creates mind control spiders out of... Oh my god, she's a sexier version of... I have a guy in my comics called Hive Mind. His head looks like a beehive. he calls them his drones come out, and they look like bees made out of brain matter. They land on the back of your neck. They sting you, and they sting directly into your spine, and then take over your nervous system, and you become his workers. Those are the workers, and you become his drones, and he controls people that way. So he is hive mind. She makes spiders that kind of come out of her back and things, and they go into you and they control you much the same way. God damn you, Colin Bunn.
You're going to have words with him next time you see him.
Man, boy.
Took my idea, made it sexy.
Son of a bitch. It was supposed to be goofy. It was supposed to be goofy.
Nope.
The Woods. Oh. Gazer Root. Drugs on alien planets. This book is evolving beyond its original form of I'd always said this was like Lord of the Flies on another planet. Now it's got that Walking Dead feel, not because there's no zombies, but more in that
Nobody is safe.
People in desperate situations are desperate, and people with good intentions can often be overshadowed by people with less than good intentions. Squirrel Girl. She fights an ancient Asgardian squirrel god.
Awesome.
She continues to team up with Chipmunk Hunk and Koi Boy. Because why the hell not?
Yeah.
What else do you need?
They're just fun to say.
Why do I need to review that, bro? Guardians team up. Drax and Ant-Man. In what's kind of like
Scott Lang, Ant-Man?
Yeah, Scott Lang, Ant-Man. Their team up is kind of like something between A Weekend at Bernie's and The Hangover. With just a dash of like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, or
Damn.
one of those kind of heists going on in the background, and it's as good as that tells you it should be. Giant Days from Boombox Orientation number 1. This is non-superhero fare, beautifully drawn, well written. I didn't quite get through to the end. I was reading it as Dave showed up for whatever, so I can't give you a full-on review. But
liked what you read.
Yeah, this is really good. What do they call those? Slice of life. Done obviously, it's like slice of life. It's just like if you're a fan of those more modern Cartoon Network comics, but not a kid. And I'm not saying that this is like, what's in it's not there's nothing disturbing in here or anything. I'm just saying this is for, as opposed to where you sit down with Steven Universe and and it's like that Bugs Bunny effect of you're getting it on one level and your kids are getting it on another level. This is more for your level, The art is gorgeous. The story is good. I already like the characters. Best part, the one girl's they're telling her she's a drama queen. They're saying she's not. She's saying she's not. They're telling her you're a drama queen. They give her a piece of paper just as a test. She's like messing with it while she's talking. And they're like, may I just have my piece of paper back? And she opens it up and she's made like just paper dolls that spell doom. But she didn't realize she was doing it. And they're like, maybe you are a drama queen. And she's like, you people are awful to me. And I was hooked at that. Green Arrow has a wolf. His sister is a little bit older, and there are now things that apparently Ollie signed off on without realizing he was signing off on it, that now the police force in Seattle, I guess is where he is right now, is they're using take the Ed 209
Oh Lord.
and Doc Ock.
Oh.
And that's basically the and he's like, oh shit, I helped make these. That's not good. Airboy 1 and 2, because I was threatened bodily harm by Rick, owner of Famous Faces, if I did not read these. This is hysterical. This is so raunchy disturbing. It is over-the-top satirical, fake autobiographical account of Robinson and Hinkle trying to reboot Airboy. It doesn't work. They go on a bender. They're like having sex with hookers and trannies, and they're snorting coke, getting drunk, thinking they snort heroin, but they're not sure. It may be whatever it is, it has some kind of effect that by the end of this issue, Airboy shows up in their world, and they think he's a hallucination till he interacts with other people, including one of said trainees. In this, he's quite pissed when he finds out that's what happened, because he's from, like, World War II era. He's not ready for today. He's very upset that he fought World War II for our world. He assumes the Nazis won the war when he finds out he's in the future. By the end of this, he is so mad at them. He does this like thing, and there's like Kirby dots, and then boom, they are in his world. So now they are surrounded. They are in fantasy comic book World War II, and they're like, oh shit.
Oh boy.
And it's irreverent. There are some of the most detailed and right up in the foreground. It's the only comic where you can say you've seen the creative team's junk. They're just constantly exposed. Really, what can I cover after that? Cover, because exposed. I'm going to tell you. All right, I'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching another video from Gonna Geek. If you like geeky stuff, check out our podcast network, our news and articles, and our community forums. You can find it all at GonnaGeek.com, like us at Facebook.com/GonnaGeek, tweet us at GonnaGeek, subscribe to our YouTube channel at YouTube.com/GonnaGeek, and check out our live programming at GonnaGeek.com/live.